So the youth. Now, when I asked Jenny what I should do about the youth, she said about make it like a tourist board, make it like, what is there to do in this town about for the youth? So that's what we're going to do. Now, originally I was going to do about Torgu'Eval, but to be honest, Torgu'Eval is not great for kids. It's not bad, but it's like growing up in a village. There's jack shit to do. So instead, let's talk about an actual city, and let's talk about Dale, the winged city. And there is a lot to do for adolescents, children, teenagers, that kind of thing. So Dale is fantastic, and I can't wait for the party to go there. They might already be there by the time this video comes out. So by the time this video comes out, you might have already seen the feel of Dale. But you might not, depends when the videos come out and when things get processed and when editing gets done. But that's not the point. So what is there to do in Dale if you are below the drinking age? Let's go with that as youth. Because let's face it, the second you learn to drink, that's the second you can cope with real life, and that's when you become an adult. God, this video was not meant to be that depressing that quickly. Moving on! So, what is there to do for Dale if you are too young to drink? Now, obviously, my Dungeons & Dragons world at this point is in the medieval era, so drinking is kind of normal for kids, teenagers, that kind of thing anyway. So, realistically, it's more a case of what can you do before you're allowed to drink spirits? Because spirits really is a cut-off. So no whiskey, no rum, no that kind of thing. But you can drink small beer. There you go, kids. Here's your dinner. Have a small ale. It's basically a shandy. But what is there actually to do? And in Dale, there is a lot. So it's a metropolitan city on the coast of Glendorrel. It's the major trade hub. So kids who like boats, there's always ships coming into port, there's always ships leaving port, there's always someone willing to sit around and spin a tale of what they saw at sea, or there's always someone's dad coming home with like a few bits of treasure and some food from a distant country, that kind of thing. I mean, the closest country to Celebor is Daenathore, which has a real big exploitation of alcohol. Oh god, it's back to alcohol again. But there's also other exports from there as well. There's a lot of art there, there's a lot of metal work, there's lots of really refined things coming out of Daenathore because the country's at peace, so they're able to produce quite interesting artistic pieces. They can also get to Killarin, to an extent, on long travels, so the Archipelago of Dragons. And as said in the previous video, the Archipelago of Dragons is very wealthy, very well off, very, very refined, lots of very nice pieces. So these are parents coming home, giving their kids nice sets of jewellery, crystal beads. They might be picking up like sea glass or shells, or they might have bits of scrimshaw that they've done on the ship using the tusks of narwhals or whales or things they've brought up. But that's just the ships. There is also the beach, and it is crystal clear waters that can be swam in. So during the day, it's warm, it's quite nice. It's not necessarily tropical, but it is sort of getting towards that Mediterranean feel. Think more Spain than Italy, so it's not got that kind of, so it's got that kind of feel to it. And the oceans are lovely to swim in, there's nearby food all the time. So honestly, you got a day off and you got some money to spend, go down to the beach, have a swim with your friends, get a nice bite to eat. What else? Well, there's the shops. There's loads of shops. I have lists and lists and lists of shops that the players can go to, and these are just the ones that adventurers might be interested in. There's all sorts. I mean, you've got restaurants that you can go and eat at. There's the farmer's market that's once every 4 days, alternating between a farmer's market and a craft fair. So there's always something going on in Dale. Every 4th day of the week, there's a market where you can go. You can, on the farmer's market, you might be able to buy some soap, some nice vegetables, some decent fruit, some artisanal breads, that kind of thing. And 5 days later, on the 4th day of the next sequence, as I said in the previous video, there are no weeks in this, so the months are broken up into 3 groups of 10 or 6 groups of 5. So on the 4th day of every group of 5. And on that day, it's a craft fair. And you can get all sorts of stuff there. I've got a list. It's double-sided. Just to list off a few of the things. There's a local alchemist who's like a hobby alchemist that sells like really basic ingredients or basic potions. There's a local enchanter that might be up for like putting, I don't know, a temporary sneak enchantment on your shoes so you can sneak a rat into your sister's boots. There's a local witch who is actually a farmer's wife who does things like, oh god, we're back to alcohol, it's brewing. But she also has like minor blacksmithing things and like milk products and all sorts. So there's a real treat on every 4th day of a 5-day sequence. So 6 days out of the 30-day month, there is something going on that is quite big and quite fun to do. On top of that, there's the different taverns and different inns that you could go to. And you know what? For the kid who's got a bit more money to splash around, they can go to Racimaprin Island, which is a local island off the coast. It's a short paddle boat away. I mean, jump in a rowboat, you could be there in about half an hour to an hour. It's that close. And if you want to actually spend the money and not have to row out there, jump on one of the ferry boats that goes out there every so often, or ask like a local fisherman to take you. You'll be there even quicker. And on the island, it is so wealthy. When I was actually coming up with it, I basically went, I want Capri. I want Milan on an island. Now, if you've never been to Capri in Italy, it is gorgeous. It is beautiful. It is extortionately expensive. But it is gorgeous. And on the island, it's where the lawmaster lives. So it's very well protected, very well defended. It is beautiful on every tier. Now, if you go, you've got to take a really nice set of clothes, or you have to buy a really nice set of clothes to even get to the next tier. It's like 3 tiers, and if you want to get to like the 2nd tier, which is where the really expensive shops are, like the really good jewelry merchants and the interesting blacksmith and those kind of like really heavy craft shops, the really expensive ones, you need to look the part. You basically need to look like a medieval version of the Kardashians, or someone with class. And you can probably hear the snort of laughter from my wife. There we go. But that's the island. On the island, well, if you don't have clothes to go in, the waters out there are deeper and more beautiful. There's like a natural lagoon there. And I really did take the inspiration from Capri, because it's seriously, if you've ever been to Italy and haven't been to Capri, there's something wrong with you, because it is gorgeous. The grotto out there, the blue grotto, is so stunning. I mean, personally, I prefer the emerald grotto, to be honest, but either way, the grottos are these gorgeous semi-underground aquatic caves within the ocean, so you have to get there by boat and actually go in by rowboat. They are stunning. It is indescribable how beautiful they are, but I will leave a link in the description below to a few pictures of the blue grotto and the emerald grotto in Italy. And there's one of these actually on Racimaprin Island, and it's free basically for the locals to just go in and jump in the water and have a swim around, as it is in Italy. They don't like you to tell you that, but that is true. And yeah, to be honest, there's that. There's also another island off the coast as well, the Lighthouse Isle, where the lighthouse is. So if you wanted to go out there, have a really good fishing spot. So if you're a kid that likes fishing, even better. You go out to Lighthouse Isle. It is only a bit further away than Racimaprin Island. You can take a rowboat out to it and get there within 45 minutes to an hour quite easily. And the lighthouse is nice. It's a great place to go. There's a temple there to the tri-aquatic gods, which I'm sure my party will get to enjoy to an extent when they get there. And yeah, there's loads to do in Dale for kids and for youth, and anyone who is interested in experiencing a more city life than what Torgu'Eval or Daenathore has to offer. And definitely more of a life than Karlek and Pelennor have to offer. So, I hope you enjoyed that video. It was actually really fun getting to talk about somewhere I hope the party will go fairly soon. And I know the party won't really see all of it, because they're just not going to. They're on a time scale, they're on a time budget. There might be loads of shops. I'll give them the option to go everywhere, but they might not go everywhere. So it's a really nice opportunity for me to kind of splurge on how much work I've put into this. Because I don't want to give my players a railroad that they follow. I want them to know that they have free choice, and them following the story is their choice to follow the story. Otherwise, there are all these places to go. It's great. So, we're having a great time. We're nearly at the end of the year. Come back tomorrow and I'll be talking about a pretty major conflict in Killorin. See ya.